Jeff Sohn, and I'm here at Whipsnade Zoo today to look at crocs. I've been commissioned to make a crocodile. I saw them earlier this year in Australia, and I thought I'd come and have a look and do some close detailed sketching. When I take on a commission, I do a lot of profiles, gather photographs together, but there's nothing like the real thing to get that extra bit of life into a subject. I make what I term wobbly wood, and it's a technique of articulation. I first came across it in the form of a wobbly rat in Peru, but articulation itself goes back to the Egyptians. And basically what you're doing is taking a central keel of, say, leather, attaching separate pieces of wood onto that so that the creature is able to flex and move in a similar way to the original creature. Big piece of Douglas fir, a 6x12, very, very heavy timber. I'll use 2 of these slices for either side of the body, and it will articulate on that. Douglas fir is ideal material because it's open grain, because of the techniques I use, burning and so on. The surface is very reptilian, has a very nice texture to it, which mimics the crocodile texture very well. The first stage is to transfer my designs onto the wood, and I've made up a paper template, and hopefully to avoid wasting wood I'm going to get the tail section from this as well, although that'll be upside down, but the idea is to have as little waste as possible. It's one of my things. Hopefully the legs will also come out of some of these pieces. Not this, that's asking for too much. So I'll just finish drawing around this. Okay. The bandsaw is a very efficient machine. I don't know why it's efficient, but I think it's efficient because of this length of blade, which is getting cool on its way around. But it makes an extremely fine cut effortlessly. If you compare it to a chainsaw, for instance, that's making a lot of work for itself. A bandsaw glides through, it almost sings its way through the wood. I'm now going to cut the articulations, which are a series of parallel lines that run across the whole length of the beast. The important thing about it is that I'm cutting, but I'm not cutting all the way through this timber. I'm leaving a piece on the bottom which keeps all the pieces together, somewhat like the fingers of your hand. Or garlic, someone said like garlic bread. You're cutting, but not all the way through. Deck chair canvas is the material used in between the 2 sides of the articulations. Deck chair canvas with contact adhesive to stick it to the wood. Both surfaces are covered, left to dry for 10-15 minutes, and then it sticks on contact, so you have to get it right first time. Right, body section. I don't use traditional tools for carving, particularly on articulated wood. If you used a hammer and gouge, the whole thing would start to break up because the little individual pieces would move about. I use power tools, and they're amazingly powerful and yet gentle. You can be quite delicate with it. It's the exciting part of making a beast like this, deciding on how the texture will be achieved and marking out and gouging out with the power tools. It's a tremendous sense of excitement and power involved in it. Here's the head of the croc. I've made it in two sections and glued those together. There's a reason for that. It's to keep the continuity with the rest of the beast. So there's a line that appears down through the middle. These two sections are glued together. It also helps with the matching up the grain, and it gives good texture on the head. It was made initially as a whole piece, like this, solid piece. And then the mouth was cut through and around, and this area here where the jaw revolves around actually gives a nice sort of crocodile smile. It helps with that area, so that all fits in quite well. I'm now going to, I've started carving, roughly shaping out the head. I can't get this up now. There we go. And I'm going to be carving this area out next. So the crocodile gives a nice hollow snap. I think it will do a bit now. Anyway, what do you think of the show so far?
Rubbish.